Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk. This week we've got two wonderful guests with us. We've got Nate, I like to call him Newt, you can call him Nate. Got Kinsey here as always. We've brought some wonderful topics to talk about, and we're gonna start with Newt.
First and foremost, thanks for letting me back on the show. It's been a while since I've gotten to be on. I was on I think the first episode, and we just haven't gotten to do it since.
We were in the other room too.
We were in the other room too, that other studio. For my topic, we're hitting about that midpoint in our semester where things either look really good for people and they're really excited about stuff, or where things start to oh gosh, it's already halfway over and things are kind of going a little south. To keep more focused on the positive though, I wanted to come here and talk about what some of the stuff you guys are proud of, what some of the personal goals you're working towards or you're accomplishing, and things that you've been doing a little more on the positive side. So,
well, I've been applying for jobs. Graduating April 29th.
Yeah.
And very nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to work on my demo reel and my portfolio because I have to have a paper and an online one for a class.
Oh, great.
It's fantastic. And the paper one doesn't make any sense because I literally had to have a flash drive with my demo reel on there.
Yeah.
Which they could just look up on a website. But who cares?
Yeah.
But I've been applying for jobs so I can hopefully have something that's not Walmart when I graduate.
Be nice.
It'd be very nice.
That'd be very nice.
Yeah.
I think everyone I work with, because there's 6 of us who work a lot of the same shifts together over the weekends, we're all so done because regional has just changed a bunch of rules. In the fitting room, they can't have anything, they can't have that rack to hang up clothes to return. They have to pile it on the doors or on the floor because apparently hanging it up on a rack looks trashy.
But hanging it on the door
Yeah.
or just putting it on the floor
And
does not.
Cap 2, who does a lot of the stocking for grocery, can't do grocery returns until after 9 o'clock. And those get filled up really, really fast. And we can't use shopping carts for returns. And so I make 6 trips up because I have to run returns for everywhere. So I'd rather not work at Walmart
It'd be really nice to do
anymore.
something else. And
It'd
get
be
it
really
home.
nice, yeah.
Yeah.
I applied for a position as a designer on the news press because I had an interview with them last semester because I applied for a different position just for to have something, and they passed my resume on to the design people. They called me and they're like, "Hey, you want to come interview?"
Oh,
And then
that's cool.
yeah, they called me back a week later and said, "You're still in school, so we're going with someone else. But when it gets closer to graduating, keep an eye out and apply if you see it come up." And I was like,
Awesome.
the second I saw a post saying that, I was like, I'm applying.
It's a lot to be proud of.
Yeah.
Yeah. They came to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Feels
really
good.
cool feeling to be
It does.
pursued, especially by a professional career. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's makes me very happy. So I really hope I get a call back
Yeah.
soon for an interview.
Newt, you proud of anything?
You're passing it to me instead of. I'll take the bounce pass. No, one of the things I've gotten to do that I guess I've been meaning to do for a long time, but finally getting around to, is I get to go to a gym pretty consistently. It's not a whole lot, once a week, just for a little bit, but getting back into, we both played tennis in high school and stuff like that. So getting to be on a team that did workouts and stuff was just a nice kind of break in my day, a nice change from academics and stuff. And I really haven't done anything athletic since. Not there's this overwhelming need of I need to be athletic. I'm a horrible nerd. Look at me, obviously. But getting back into an environment where it's doing something physical and feeling and seeing results in I just feel better. I feel like I look better. Gives me a lot of confidence, even if it's just kind of just a small thing to just once a week get back, get the foot in the gym and just kind of do something again. So I've been proud of myself for keeping and sticking to it, but it's been nice. It's been fun to get back in there and feel not so awkward about it and working on just small things to make me feel a little healthier, make me feel like I'm a little more on top of it.
Nice. Awesome. Me? Well, I've had more of a semester than a man. I'm rocking it.
Yeah.
Because I'm halfway. I'm working 2 jobs.
Oh yeah.
And I work every day except for one
Mm-hmm.
in a week, so I don't have a lot of time to like make things, which
Yeah.
as an art major, I have to be making things constantly.
Yeah.
But there are a few pieces that I'm proud of that are probably going to go in sort of my graduating body of work because as
Yeah.
art majors, we have to do that. More on that later. Um, but I'm starting to make some pieces that I would consider like my own work, my style,
Yeah.
you know?
That's
something that
awesome.
I would be proud to like display and be like, this is me, this is my stuff.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm nervous about it.
Well, yeah.
Because that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that comes with putting yourself out there and
Mhm.
just kind of saying that this is supposed to represent me. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's super awesome that you get to do that, though. That's
sure is.
you have an avenue
Yeah.
that like allows you to express that
Mhm.
and to be able
Yeah.
to show other people.
But I'm proud of my recent artwork because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on a different level than I was even like a year ago. You
That's
know?
an awesome
Mhm.
feeling too.
Yeah, like looking back on like sort of my previous work, I was like, that was like I made that. Like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah.
But it's really starting to sort of come together, and I'm figuring out who I am along with like figuring out how to make, you know, whatever I'm making.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Really cool. I'm proud of you guys for
Yeah.
all the things that you're proud about
I'm
for
proud.
yourselves.
I'm proud of
I
you,
mean,
Newt.
yeah.
I'm proud of you,
No.
Kinsey. I'm so
Thank-
proud of you. Oh my,
Aw.
my little
Oh,
babies.
Aw.
I'm proud of you.
I mean, I've also finally kind of realized I need help mentally at the moment. That was a hard thing to
Oh,
figure
yeah.
out.
That's-
'cause- So I made a schedule with the wellness center
Mhm.
to go talk to someone and then got the dates wrong.
Mm.
So I woke up early on a day I didn't have to. And I was like, this is great. I'm going to be up all day
Mm.
and not going to be able to nap. But I'm like, but I did something.
Yeah.
So I will be productive in
Yeah.
making me
there you
feel
go.
better.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. That's something
Yes.
to be proud of too. You people at home, that's something to be proud of.
Really is.
Never be afraid to take care of yourself or take a day off or go talk to somebody about something because people a lot of the time feel like, oh, it's pride that's keeping them from,
Yeah.
doing anything. But it's really something to be proud of if you are willing to like
Yeah. Definitely.
admit that, hey, I need a little extra like,
Yeah, no. And I think one thing that helped push me in that direction was that I'm taking a creative nonfiction writing class because I'm out of media classes today. I can't take anymore. So I was like, let's do this. And we have to write like short essays, like 5,000, no, it was 2,000 words or something like that.
Mhm.
And so I wrote my first one over losing my aunt.
Mm.
And that's been really hard.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of a maybe. And then when my cat went back to live with my parents,
Mm.
I was like, I don't have that second little warm body who can come like lay on me during the weekends and cuddle with me. I was like,
you can't get Nathaniel to do that. You can't get him to come lay on you.
okay, here's what.
A little more difficult than a cat. A little
No.
more difficult than a cat.
Here's like my rationale for it because like I've been trying to think about why this has been affecting me as much as it has been
Mhm.
because it's a cat. I mean, like it's not an actual human being, and I have a boyfriend who I can like, yeah, whatever. But I'm not going.
Pat on the head.
Yeah, keep it
feed,
PG,
you
Kinsey.
know.
Come on.
But no, as I was like thinking about it, it was just like my cat. I don't have to really like talk to him.
Mhm.
And he doesn't really care if I'm like upset or anything. He'll come up and just cuddle me and make me do stuff with him, like feed him or pay attention to him. Or like he'll just he'll just like lay on my chest. And that always makes me feel better. And I don't have that. Like this is a problem.
Yeah, cats are nice.
Cats are very nice.
Dogs are better. But pets are good.
Pets are very good.
Yeah. That's another thing. It's another thing to be proud of. If you can take care of an animal in college
Mhm.
along with yourself,
Yeah.
that's like kudos to you
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
I don't have time for a pet at the moment.
Yeah. My roommate asked where my cat was at. And I was too afraid to tell her that it was because of her. So I was like, yeah, I've just been having some money issues.
Oh,
Even though I still
yeah.
had like 3/4 of a bag of food left and plenty of litter to last me a while. And I was like, I'm not a confrontational
Didn't want to
person.
tell her that she drove your cat away.
I mean, no. I'm still angry that she might get us evicted. So,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
We won't get into that
I'm not getting into
yet.
that.
Save it for
No.
a different day,
Yeah.
different recording.
That's like a whole like
yeah.
session in
A
and
Let's
of
Talk
itself.
special.
Yeah. A Let's Talk Save Kinsey special. Hashtag Save Kinsey.
I'll let you know next week.
All right.
That's when the verdict should be out.
Yes. I think it's moving on.
Moving on.
Let's
Moving
do
on.
that.
Kinsey, your topic. Not your roommate this time.
Not everybody, no. A few weeks ago, I started watching the show called 911 on Fox,
Okay.
and it's the reason it got kind of like advertised to me is because I watch like Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, Chicago PD, and this show is about like 911 dispatchers, like firefighters, police,
Is it from?
paramedics.
Oh no, I guess it wouldn't be because all the other shows are NBC and they're by. I think Dick Wolf produces all those.
Yeah, he does.
Is this another one of his shows, or is this just kind of based on?
I don't think so. I think it's just kind of based on it's like capitalizing on the like want for these kinds of adrenaline shows.
My family back home loves these shows, like
Okay.
DVRs, and like we'll watch
Yeah.
them around the dinner table all the time. And I'm like, how can you watch someone like get pulled out of a burning building while just eating your
I
like
know, we do
macaroni
that
and
all the
cheese?
time, too.
So that's the only reason I know anything
Okay.
about the show. I am
Yeah.
with you.
I was,
In the
I was
confusion,
like,
dude.
I'm guessing he knows this stuff because he's like a TV guy.
No.
Da-da-da-da.
So what do
Yeah.
you? So in what you've watched of the show, what are you enjoying about it so far?
I mean, it's not really that realistic, but then again, it's a TV show. Like, how real do they have to be?
Drama.
But
It's
drama.
all for drama.
It
yeah.
has good drama in it to me. It has like those in each episode. It has something that's just like, I want to see how this is gonna play out. Like the last episode that aired before break for like the Olympics and whatnot was the 911 dispatcher was on Valentine's date with a firefighter, which kind of weird because she's 20-ish years older than him, but.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get into that. He's like legal adult, like 20-ish.
Oh, good.
but-
Good. Yeah.
You know, she's caring for her mom who has Alzheimer's, and she's got her own like mess of a life. But they were on a Valentine's date, and he choked on bread, and she had to cut his throat open so he could breathe because it wouldn't come out.
Oh
and
my
I was like, what?
Some people just can't be trusted with unlimited breadsticks. Okay,
Yeah.
it just happens. Okay, the people are out
Yeah.
there.
But like the beginning of the episode, this guy was proposing to his girlfriend on a plane, but he pretended there was an emergency, and it caused her. She was taking medicine for some medical condition, and it caused her heart to freak out and mimic a heart attack. And I'm like, okay.
He
But,
made her
like-
heart skip all the beats.
She said yes and then smacked him. So, you know.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, that's one of the shows I've been
And
like.
that's what
really
I love
into.
about this show.
Yeah. Apparently, like I was looking it up, and it got renewed for its second season after the second episode aired.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Be proud of yourselves. Whoever
Yeah.
makes that show, be proud that
Yeah.
you get renewed after. Wow,
After
That is impressive.
There's only 6 episodes out right now, so
that is pretty impressive.
yeah, I think like 4 more are gonna come out.
Okay.
And some of my favorite shows just immediately get like, they'll play one season and then they'll be like, oh no, it's not coming back.
Be like,
It's my favorite.
But-
Yeah.
but it's-
Like Gallivant. Oh my God,
Oh.
Gallivant. They made 2 seasons of one of the most amazing shows in existence.
it really did.
And then the network was like, no, we're done. We're done with Gallivant.
No, and it was so good. I really enjoyed that show.
I've seen that show literally 10 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yes.
2 seasons.
all
Because
2
I'm a
seasons.
mess.
I mean, binge watching shows you've already seen is a lot easier than
true.
like
That's
trying
true.
to watch a new show because then you can have it on in the background.
Especially because Gallivant's a musical.
Yeah.
Gives you something to do. Like you can sing along while you're watching the show and doing something else.
It's
Yeah.
interactive television.
Interactive. 4D TV.
Oh man, when Nathaniel and I were watching it on Netflix, whenever it was going to the next episode, it would show like, here's what you could watch, and it was the actor who played Gallivant in a different show about like
Yes.
hipsters or whatever.
Yeah, I know
And it
exactly
was
the
just
show
like,
you're talking
no,
about. No,
he's Gallivant.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like how you do right about now with the beanie and the
All right.
jeans.
I tried to be professional. I wore a nice collared shirt. I have to keep the beanie on because it's my thing. I wear hats. It's what I do.
The look. It's the look.
Also, my hair is trash.
Yeah.
So I keep the beanie.
Fair enough.
And I
fair
wear
enough.
jeans
Don't
for
judge.
comfort.
Don't judge. Well, no judgment.
I mean,
Don't
I'm not
ju-
wearing shoes right now, so.
You aren't wearing shoes. I noticed that earlier, and I was gonna ask you about that, but I never did.
I was sitting outside, and I was like, I don't want to wear shoes to record today, so I like kicked them off.
Yeah. Not to mention you're wearing.
These are the only ones I could find. I was trying to find a match to this one, but I was gonna give up and wear different shoes. But then I found this sock, and I was like, gonna wear them.
Gotcha.
I don't care.
I did the same thing. These socks have French fries on them, and these socks have gingerbread men on them. So
That's awesome.
that's my mess of a life. Those are the first two socks I reached in and grabbed out of my drawer.
That's how I, like, do everything.
I legitimately thought they were matching too at first because they're the same color.
That's an argument.
I told you my life isn't match.
An excuse.
I mean, it's about halfway through the semester.
It,
We're knee deep in
We are.
classes and
We are
stuff,
knee-deep.
so I think we're okay to be a bit of a mess.
yeah, knee high in our own classes.
Oh.
Dung. I was gonna say shit. I don't know why I didn't just say It's professional. It's internet television. We're not allowed to swear. Moving on to my topic.
Hey, how are you gonna segue out of that one?
Well, I thought we'd bring it back to freshman year, first week of freshman year.
We started off with graduation
yeah.
topic. We're bringing.
What's your major, guys? What are you majoring in?
It's so nice to meet you after like all these like 3 years of knowing you.
Oh my God, what are you majoring in, and what are some of the challenges that come with your major? What are some of your favorite things? And then I have sort of a mini rant to go on about my major, but we'll save that until.
We'll save,
to me.
save that for a hot minute.
Yeah.
I feel like Mackenzie should go first, seeing as how she has the most experience in this
Yeah.
major.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well,
I don't feel that experienced. Okay, I've been here 3 years. I've been in college for 3 years. I thought I was going in 4, but dual credit. Take that if you can. Take dual credit classes if you can,
100%.
because it will help, and they're a lot cheaper than taking a college class.
And summer courses.
And summer courses, although sometimes I think they started bringing up the rates for our summer courses.
I think they did as well, but it is a way to like speed up your process.
It is. I took 3 classes online last summer to graduate this semester. So
But-
anyway,
Well, what's your major?
I'm a mass media broadcast production major with an emphasis in video production.
That's a mouthful.
It is. I was telling that to someone I work with, and they went, "What?" And I was like, "I want to work with TV or film."
There you go.
And they go, "Oh, okay." But yeah, I feel like the last few years have just flown by like so quickly, and I've tried to take classes within the media department, and I did end up getting into a feature writing class in this department, which is actually pretty fun because freshman year I applied for the newspaper just to have a job and not be bored, and I got the job, ended up being design editor for like 2 years or something like that, unexpectedly. But
Unbeknownst to you.
it gave me
Yeah.
another like avenue to kind of work with when I graduate.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
What's some of the challenges that come with your specific major?
Oh dear.
There's apparently a lot.
I feel like it just depends more on your like skill set and
Mhm.
like what you want to pour your time into, because in this major, Nate, you're the same major as I am. So yeah,
Didn't know that. Ugh.
it's okay.
Stacked the panel. Congratulations.
Oh boy.
I don't know. What do you think? Like, cause I know some of my challenges are definitely like, I am not that good with the switcher.
Mhm.
So, like, I
Me
can
neither.
do the basics. You don't really know what it is. I can do
I
the
know.
basics of like switching between cameras and whatnot, but adding in like backgrounds and everything, I am not that great at it, and I will admit to that. And what are What do you think some of the challenges are?
What do I think some of the challenges are?
Yeah.
Well, to fully start at square one.
Yes. What is your major?
My major is broadcasting and production, and I will probably end up graduating with a dual emphasis in audio and video production. Only the audio emphasis because I need to fill credits. It's the same reason why you're taking like the creative writing classes. I just need to fill credits. And I'm like, oh, look, upper divisional classes that are in audio. I actually started out like doing anything in this kind of field with live audio production. I'd work a lot in like churches and concerts and things like that. And I was always kind of behind the soundboard, behind the lighting board, making everything happen. And I just kind of fell in love with doing it. There was a ton of stress involved, a ton of like, you're pulling your hair out trying to fix things every show that are, should have been the same from the last one and everything like that. But it was just something that I was like, just kind of addicted to being a part of. I love being a part of the program. And so I came here, I found out that I could continue studying that, and so that's what I chose. I think for me, one of the biggest challenges, and I've also been able to do a lot of stuff with working with film producers and making film and working on TV shows and in making a show called Gen 2 you can find here on KNWT.
I host that as well.
She hosts that, I produce.
I am
So
uninvolved completely.
There's challenges to that. There's challenges to being on camera like we are now. The biggest thing is just things changing from show to show, week to week, set to set. We do a lot of things that seem like they should be really repetitive. The station broadcasts basketball games. We'll make TV shows out of the same studio every week. We'll have audio kids go into the same recording studio environment. And something is just always a little bit different in a way that just completely derails everything.
Like
Yeah.
today, I usually wear an earpiece for
Yeah.
the show, and the earpiece wasn't working today.
Yeah.
So now
we spent forever trying to figure it out. and
Now we
trying to
just
make
have
it
a
happen.
disembodied voice talking in the studio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So I
something
think-
kind of always goes wrong.
yeah.
And you have to know how to kind of fix it. If not, you have to know who to go to get it fixed.
Yeah.
So coming back to the same place, every week, every day almost, and something new going wrong is just kind of one of those surprising things. It's a challenge you have to face every time. And I wish there was a way to remedy it. You try to fix one problem, and you just find, it's like finding a leaky boat. Just you fix one hole and you find three more.
Yeah. All right. Favorite part.
Favorite
Of your
part about
major.
the major?
Yep.
I think my favorite part about the major is the creative aspect of it, because I do kind of see myself as more of like a creative person in terms of I like to write. Like, I mostly wrote fiction. I've now started to dabble in nonfiction because of a class, but then this also gave me another way to be like, ooh, here's some more like storytelling aspects that I can do.
Yeah.
And it got me involved into a bunch of different things I never thought I would. And I really like it, and I've actually made some pretty decent friends. I don't have a large friend group, but I mean, like, I've met enough people where I'm like, okay, cool, I'm not completely alone
Yeah.
anymore.
Am I your friend? Am I your friend, Kinsey?
Yes. Yes, you
Pretty
are.
pretty decent friend.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, and we didn't plan this at all. I was gonna say the creativity of the people in like the environments you find yourself in, because I know that like I sat down and okay, I have this idea and I want to do something this way, and I think it'd be really cool if this happens, playing off of my own creativity, or at least the creative aspect that you feel when you get to like set up all this stuff. But being able to bring it into other people who, even the people who have seemingly similar interests, you seem to be really alike this person. You bring them an idea, you say, hey, I've got this idea, what do you think? And they go, that's awesome, what if we try this, or what if we do that? Somebody else just always has a new take that they can bring to something, and it's a really practical way to put your hands on like an idea, and everybody can kind of bring stuff together and make stuff happen. So I think not only getting to express your own creativity, but getting to see the creative ideas of the people around you has been something that I've found in this major that I don't know that I would in a whole lot of others.
I think another thing too is how hands-on you can get in this department with everything. Like, I mean, freshman year, I was taking an introduction course and I was getting into the recording studio the first half of the semester, and I was touching the cameras in here the second half. I shouldn't have been. These are expensive cameras. But they're like, go for it.
Yeah. Touch them.
Like,
Put your
yeah,
hands all over them.
Do what you need to do, and like, yeah, don't break anything.
Don't
Don't
break
break
the
anything. It's worth more than
Mhm.
ever.
That's why I don't
pay
touch
off.
anything in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like having the ability to be creative, like I had no experience with like design. I was still hired on at the newspaper and they taught me what I know now, which allowed a company that I didn't like, some editors that I didn't even apply for a position for to reach out to me because they saw my work. And I'm like, okay, cool. And like, when I got more into the TV side of things, I started out making like 3-minute packs on Respawn, which is now Gen 2. And it's changed me a lot because I was also very much like very awkward, didn't want to talk, and terrible at making packs. And then last semester, I looked at him and I was like, I want to host. And he said, okay.
Yeah.
Halfway through hosting
Yeah.
your second season of an amazing show and doing a
Yeah.
great job with it. So
I got to be more sarcastic on it too.
True. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't come up to my producer and say, I want to host. He came up to me and he was like, you're going to be on my show. I was like, yeah, sure. Why not?
So, what's your major?
My
what's your major?
I am majoring in studio art with an emphasis in sculpture.
No way, we're in a
slash-
studio.
Not this kind of studio. And no, different kind of studio.
Oh,
Yeah. no.
sculpture and
And if it's kind of like a minor, it's a supplemental
Okay.
emphasis in printmaking.
okay.
Yes. Those are my two favorite.
So as someone who knows what the word sculpting means, but not necessarily what printmaking means.
Yes. So
What is that?
printmaking, basically how they made books before they had like
Oh, okay.
laser printers and stuff like that. Except they made entire art pieces. Basically, you make a piece like a plate, then you ink it up, and then you press the plate onto a piece of paper, and then it makes it, and you can make however many copies the plate will allow you to make.
Okay.
And I mostly work in wood. That's sort of my emphasis within my emphasis.
Yeah.
Is I'm a wood sculptor. And some of the main challenges with my major
Yeah.
is that pretty much all art majors in general have to deal with buying their own art supplies.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the most expensive majors just
Yeah.
because you have to buy everything
Every
for yourself.
time.
Yeah. Every new class is a new charge. And sometimes they have like a lab fee where the teacher will just,
Oh, gosh.
you give the teacher some money and then they will bring you supplies that you can use.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's you have to go out and buy all your own stuff.
Yeah.
And with somebody that works with wood mainly, the school doesn't supply wood. Like
Yeah.
I have to, scrounge and ask around for, like anything basically.
Yeah.
And that's definitely hard because
I can imagine.
instead of buying books, I buy,
Trees.
like a set of paints and some chisels and wood and
You're
trees.
not buying like a traditional book, you're buying what?
I'm buying a sketchbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. The play on words.
But also just having to, make something every week.
Yeah.
Like come back with something totally fresh and new.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's kind of like making a show, except instead of making a show, you're making a physical object.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't imagine like having to like buy my own like camera and film and SD card
That-
every week.
Yeah.
Basically is
That's-
what it
That'd
is.
be
Yeah.
terrible.
That's the insane part to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Not-
it's kind of
I guess insane,
expensive and
just
it's
crazy to think about.
it's hard on like a lot of art majors have to drop totally because it just gets too much for
Can't
them.
afford it. Yeah.
Especially because at the moment our art program is pretty underfunded.
Mm-hmm.
There's 6 professors in the department total,
Oh man,
and most of them have to teach at least 4 classes.
that is a
Um,
heavy workload. For
Yeah,
any
all of our
educator.
art history classes begin with the teacher saying, "Now I'm not an art historian. I'm this. I'm a sculptor. Or I'm an art ed major or teacher."
Yeah.
So we really don't have enough faculty
Mm.
to run like very well, but we're managing. And I think that just goes back to people, society. I'm just thinking that art isn't necessary, which it totally is, 100%.
I would agree.
Mhm.
Because the school, they put up student art everywhere, and they have student sculptures outside all over
Yeah.
the place, and the library displays art. So they act like they're proud of it, but they really are not giving us what we need.
Yeah.
which hurts. It's very hurtful.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I feel a little, let down.
Yeah.
My favorite part.
What your favorite part?
My favorite part is, it's having to also be creative every week. It's forcing me to, really like get down to it and make something every week, which is both challenging and rewarding because
Oh, yeah.
sometimes you come up with something like incredible that you're really proud of and want to show the world.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like garbage and you just want to burn it, but you can't because you have to turn it in for a class.
That would be the convenience of being a wood sculptor, though. At least you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
I could burn all of my art if I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, never.
Hate to work in stone.
Yeah.
It's just really hard to burn
Yeah.
to the ground,
And the art department's sort of become like a community
Yeah.
because once you become an upper level art student, you get your own studio,
Oh, yeah?
which is basically a little rented out space in the basement of the art department
Okay.
of fine arts. If you go to the art half, there's a little,
Having dug around in the basement of fine arts for various reasons.
yes,
Uh,
I have
that
my own
makes so
little
much sense now.
sculpting area, and you do really sort of become a community because you have other artists working, right next to you.
Creatives just tend to band together, too, a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's really
like
cool that.
if I'm working in the wood shop and they hear like a machine running, they'll usually come in and say hi and ask what I'm doing, and I show them. And
Yeah.
same goes if I walk by the painting studios or the printmaking studios. Like it's just a community, and
Yeah.
you make a lot of friends, and it's good to build off of other artists.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of fun.
So, as people who are making a more or less, like, we know where we want the finished product to look like, or like there are broadcast standards, there are design standards that you kind of go by. For a major that doesn't necessarily operate with what I feel like are as many hard and fast standards,
Mm-hmm.
how do you guys take and give feedback
Um,
on art? Do you go and ask someone, hey, here's my idea, what do you think of this? Or is it more reserved to, this is my idea and I just want to make it to its fruition?
Yeah, that definitely depends on the class. So like a lot of the beginning level classes, there are set like you need to make this out of this and
Okay,
follow
yeah.
these guidelines. But in the upper level classes, it's more of you pose to the teacher, I want to do this,
Okay.
and then you just do it.
Yeah.
And once all the projects are done by the due date, then they have an in-class critique where we all put our work up and everybody sort of gives you feedback on what you
Okay.
can do better, what you can improve on next time. I know you guys do that in this department
Yeah,
as well.
we
Yeah.
just had our meeting earlier today that we were
yeah,
filming. That
yeah.
was, it's more like tear each other's work to shreds and tell everyone what's wrong with it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
it's good for like building feedback and for building criticism.
For
I just
sure.
didn't know how
Yeah.
much there was like a reaching out for ideas. Like, do you find that you gravitate towards certain people and be like, I wonder what so and so would think about this thing that I'm working on,
well,
or if they have any input.
Obviously, because I'm a sculpture major, I'm gonna ask the sculpture professors
Yeah.
like what they think and like ask for their feedback as opposed to like the painting teacher.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still feedback. It's
Do you
still
reach out to
worth
peers
it.
a lot, or is it just more
Um,
for?
I do
professors?
mostly because my specific studio is sort of in a like crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of in a very heavy foot traffic spot, so I get a lot of visitors that come into my space and talk to me.
Nice.
And so I do get a lot of feedback through that. But I tend to lean more towards abstract art as opposed to sort of representational.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to get a lot of feedback because I can't just be like, does this look like this?
Yeah.
I'm trying
that
to
makes
explain
sense.
what's in my brain to them, and then take whatever's in my brain and like vomit it out into a piece of wood.
Yeah.
And that can be very challenging and difficult as well. It's just
can
like
imagine.
if something doesn't look the way you want it to look, then it's very disheartening. But
Yeah.
you can always just go back and you just have to keep making,
Yeah. Keep
Can't
making,
stop.
keep trying, and keep trying new things.
which it's very rewarding. Yeah. Real quick, what do you want to do after you graduate? What's your plan? What do you want to be when you grow up?
What do I want to be when I grow up? I don't have a specific location in mind, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad. I just know that I really want to work in some sort of studio space. So whether it's an audio recording studio or like a TV, like a video studio, or even just like a repeated live venue. Like I said, I got my start in a church, so I was coming back to the same like sanctuary, same auditorium every week and working with that. And just really getting to know the ins and outs of that area and being able to help people with whatever they need to do in that space. I would just really love to be in that area and just really know that equipment and be able to make the best use out of it that I can.
Okay. Kinsey, real quick, what do you want to do when you grow up?
Contrary to you, I have a very specific idea in mind, thanks to Nathaniel, not this one, my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend / the producer / my roommate.
Yeah, yeah. But he got me into watching Rooster Teeth. And so I've really grown to like it, and I've looked into them because they're a big company who does a lot of different things, and I think it'd be cool to work for them because they also like to travel. They also travel, and if not, I want to work for a company where I have like the freedom to travel around, because I've been stuck in like the same in the Midwest or in the going to the same states for like vacation and all that, and I want to get out and I want to explore the world.
Awesome.
Cool.
What about you?
I want to make art. Thank you everybody for watching Let's Talk. We'll see you next week. Thank you, Newt, for coming on to our show.
Did you make those rings?
I made these rings.
They're wood.
They're wood.
Look at those. He made those. That's his major right
made
there.
these.
He's wearing his major.
If you can find me and pay me $10, I can make you your own. Anyway, Newt, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Check out his stuff. Check out Jin too. He is also making TV. Kinsey, you're on here every week. Thanks again. Also on
over
Jin.
some week.
No. And thank me for coming on.
Thank
I
you.
have a very busy schedule. And thank you for watching. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, you just watched Let's Talk. If you liked what you saw, check out more videos here. If you want to check out more from KNWT, click up here. And if you want to subscribe, click here.